The time is 11:51 a.m. Good morning. The news headline: Nigerian corrupt politicians, Buhari sent to jail, and here is why they were sentenced to prison. President Muhammadu Buhari has said that fighting corruption head-on is one of the core responsibilities of his administration, and as such, several top former political office holders have been sent to jail. These prominent politicians, including former governors, ministers, and political party chiefs, that have been made to leave their palatal residences in high-brow areas of the country to experience life in prison for engaging in corrupt practices in office. The report states that the incarceration of top shoots illuminating the prisons made the plight of inmates known, and in some cases brought meaningful changes, as in the case of the Jos prison, where the presence of Senator Jãïl, a former governor of the state, led to the restoration of power supply. Besides those who have been to prison, where there are others who went on self-exile in an effort to dodge the net of the anti-corruption agencies. In this category are the former chairman of PDP, Adamu Muazu, a former petroleum minister, Diezani Alice Madueke, and Jamila Tangaza, a former director of the Abuja Geographic Information System (AGIS). After over a decade trial, Reverend Jãïl Inyame, a former governor of Taraba State, was convicted and sentenced to 14 years in prison for misappropriating funds while in office. Justice Adebukola Banjoko of the High Court of the Federal Capital Territory in Gudu, Abuja, sent Inyame to jail for criminal breach of trust by misappropriating 1.64 billion naira preferred against him by the EFCC. Born in 1955, Inyame was the governor of state from January 1992 to November 1993. He also governed the state from May 1999 to 2007. His conviction was one of the landmark successes of the EFCC. Jãïl at Kaduna Convict Prison. Mukhtar Ramalan Jãïl, a former governor of Kaduna, was sent to prison. Within 5 years, Jãïl was contesting. He actually, without contesting an election, before became a commissioner, deputy governor, and governor, and he did not contest. Within 5 years, without contesting an election, he became a commissioner, deputy governor, and also governor. Jãïl, who rose from a finance director in Namadi Sambo's firm, Nalado Nigeria Limited, to become commissioner for finance in 2007, deputy governor in 2010, governor in December 2012, following the death of Patrick Ibrahim Yakowa in a helicopter crash, spent about a week at the Kaduna Convict Prison. He was in detention from May 31 to June 6, 2018, together with the former chairman of the PDP in state, Abubakar Gaya Haruna, a former secretary to the state government, Hamza Ishaq, and a former minister of power, Nuhu Somo Uya. They stood trial over an alleged case of fraud instituted against them by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC). Jãïl lights up Jos prison. A former governor of Plateau State, retired Air Commodore Jonah David Jãïl, was a special guest at the Jos prison, where he spent 8 days. The presence of Jãïl, the senator representing Plateau North Senatorial District, led to the restoration of power supply at the prison. Jãïl, who was a military governor of Benue, defunct Gongola, and Plateau State between 2007 and 2015, where he faced a 12-count charge of diverting 6.3 billion naira alongside a former cashier in the office of the secretary to the state government, Yusuf Pam. He pleaded not guilty. For 48 hours, Peter Nwaoboshi, PDP Delta North, was a guest at the Kirikiri
maximum security prison over an alleged 805 million fraud preferred against him by the EFCC. Nwauboshi, who chairs at the Senate Committee on NDDC, was arraigned alongside two companies, Golden Touch Construction Projects Limited and Summing Electrical Limited, on a two-count charge of fraud and money laundering. Before Justice Mohammed Idris, the Delta lawmaker was granted bail on self-recognition. Bala Ngilari, a convict with a choice, perhaps the case of the former Adamawa State Governor, Bala James Ngilari, was the first conviction recorded under this administration in March 2017. Ngilari was jailed and convicted for failing to adhere to the procurement laws of the state, and in a 75-minute long ruling, Justice Nathan Musa found the former governor guilty of 4 charges and discharged him on one, which bordered on conspiracy. He sentenced the former governor to 5 years in prison. Lamido and Sons at Kumawa Prison. Shortly after this administration came on board, in July 2015, a former governor of Jigawa State, Sule Lamido, and his sons, Aminu and Mustafa, were remanded in Kumawa Prison on money laundering charges to the tune of 1.351 billion naira. Theirs was a family affairs, as the court was told. The money was laundered through 4 companies belonging to Lamido and his sons. The companies are Baimana Holding Limited, Baimana Company Nigeria Limited, Baimana Aluminium Limited, and Speed International Limited, and it was gathered that the former governor was allotted the same cell as his children. Investigation into this case predated the Buhari's administration. He is one of the politicians in the PDP eyeing Buhari's seat, and the latest of the case of Senator Joshua Dariye, APC, Plateau Central, who was sentenced to 14 years prison over criminal breach of trust and 2 years for misappropriation of public funds. To run concurrently, Dariye, who defected to the APC in 2016, was sentenced by Justice Adebukola Banjoko of the Federal Capital Territory High Court. He is the first member of the ruling party to be convicted. Out of the 23 counts amended charges, he was found guilty of 15, bordering on criminal breach of trust and misappropriation of public funds. He was discharged on 8 of the charges. Recall that the lawmaker was first arraigned in July 2007, and the case, which has to do with 1.16 billion naira fraud, had been on for over a decade now. And all these crimes committed by top politicians, of which President Muhammadu Buhari has sent administration has actually sent to jail, and the reasons why they have been sentenced to the prison are being illustrated. The time is 11:59 a.m. Good afternoon. Thanks for listening.